got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
Man, listen, bro. Holy shit. This whole Carmelo Anthony retrial has really revealed a lot of information about both of these boys. And when I say both of them, it's gonna make your jaw drop, okay? Now we already know that Carmelo Anthony, apparently he's the emo kid who wants to lick the blood off of the blade. And that's completely fucked, right? That's on some weird shit. His girlfriend said he was stalking her. She's running to the principal, showing the principal or whoever the resource officer all these text messages. She's scared. A few hours later, he goes and stabs Austin, right? Holy shit, Carmelo, bad guy. And then we find out about Austin. Because remember, we're going for a retrial. So we're going back in there, making our arguments as to why we believe we should have a retrial, right? Long story short, Carmelo Anthony got denied, but he's going to appeal again. But during this entire process, we learned so many things about Austin Metcalf and his brother. Holy shit. Now, you see that clip in the beginning, right? That kind of just gives you a sneak preview of what we're about to start reading. I'm talking pages. I'm talking this kid, Austin, has a longer criminal record than anybody in this entire situation, spanning from like middle school. Listen, there crazy information is coming out. So we're going to start with Carmelo Anthony, the person who got 35 years. And then we're going to go to the other boy. And now, because again, all this information's coming out, they had some type of a gentleman's agreement. But when you hear both sides of this information, it really makes you wonder why Carmelo Anthony's defense would even make that gentleman's agreement. This shit don't make no sense to me. But holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and check this thing out. We'll start with Carmelo. Let's do this. All right, so the first thing I want to cover is this reporter, Eric Doherty. There's all these reporters around and they're getting this information, right? So he says, breaking, Carmelo Anthony has just been denied a retrial by the Texas judge for the murder of Austin Metcalf, CBS. He cried racism and other violations, yet the judge struck it down. This comes after Carmelo's legal team was exposed when text messages came out proving, he said, and then these are the big things that popped out that we covered a few days ago. And I was like, wow, this guy is kind of a psychopath. Like the emo kid getting ready to explode or something. So these are some of the things. How many bullets you want coming out of your chest? And I believe this is something that he sent to his girl. Like some wild shit. How many bullets do you want coming out of your chest? When I stab somebody, I'm going to lick the blood off the blade. I'm low-key on the verge. All before the crime was committed, right? His prison term is still not enough. Capital punishment is the only correct outcome here. This can still be appealed. And I mean, like, okay. But anyways, the main thing that I want to point out are those three things, right? And on top of that, we already know that they say that Carmelo Anthony was infatuated with guns and knives. They admitted him to some type of a counseling situation before to try to help him and not be as violent. So we know that Carmelo Anthony, very troubled kid, right? Now, before we move forward, I just want to show you this news report as well, kind of expounding upon like the situations that Carmelo Anthony was facing before the stabbing. Let's check this out.
This convicted killer Carmelo Anthony's retrial hearing continues today as the judge is considering a trove of evidence that the jury never saw, including disturbing text messages that were sent by Anthony. Todd Pyro joins us now with the latest. Todd?
Ainsley, good morning. The fate of Carmelo Anthony's retrial attempt remains undecided as his hearing for a new trial continues this morning. Prosecutors revealing disturbing new texts showing Anthony threatening to murder his girlfriend around the time Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the heart at a high school track meet. One text from Anthony reads, quote, "How many bullets you want coming out of your chest?" Anthony sending another saying, quote, "When I stab somebody, I'm gonna lick their blood off the blade." And this text sent 2 hours before Metcalf was murdered, reading, quote, "I'm low-key on the verge."
Now, mind you, this is all confirmed, right? This is all confirmed. The girl went to the teacher. Apparently, there's probably even more text messages that the school themselves know about, right? So Carmelo Anthony being portrayed as like this harmless, straight A, amazing 4.0 GPA student. No, he had some issues. But hold on. We're not done. We are not done.
After receiving these threatening texts, Anthony's ex-girlfriend allegedly told an assistant principal he was stalking her. Prosecutors adding Anthony had a history of getting into fights and an obsession with knives and guns. This information just now being revealed to the jury, or just now being revealed, I should say, was kept under wraps by both sides as a gentleman's agreement, promising to not use the text as evidence ahead of Anthony's original murder trial. The defense had agreed not to speak on victim Austin Metcalf's juvenile criminal history, which included graffiti and incidents of Metcalf bullying minority students, being violent, and using racial slurs.
Now, this is the big part. Apparently, so he has a juvenile history. Now, remember, Hunter was over there on the camera talking about how he was just a leader and strong for the guys and such a thought-provoking. Remember, no one ever said anything about a picking on minorities, having a racial history. Now, this is where I feel like things get a little hairy, and they're about to get a lot more hairy. They were so well able to conceal this information. I guess it was behind court records, so nobody could get to it. But they were so good at keeping this under the hush. But now that the retrial's coming out, we're hearing about everything. We're gonna get through some of the things. Don't worry, we're gonna get through some of the things that really stuck out to me. Let's keep going.
Defense had agreed not to speak on victim Austin Metcalf's juvenile criminal history, which included graffiti and incidents of Metcalf bullying minority students, being violent, and using racial slurs. Anthony's team now claiming the agreement violated his constitutional rights and contributed to his decision not to testify. The court's going to hear more testimony today. Back over to you.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much. Well, in just hours,
because now this is turning into something a little bit different. We don't know exactly what was said under that tent, but now it's starting to seem like both of these kids had serious issues in their past, right? But we're going to move over to Austin, right? And let's check this out. This is from JD Miles. This is another reporter that was in there, and he got the tea. Let's check this out. So he says, here's some of the background report on Austin Metcalf that is being discussed in the court during his hearing over the motion for a new trial. It is more than 20 pages, but here are notable incidents. Austin Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including these words, I'm not going to say, right? Kind of insane, including some other words right there that I'm going to highlight that I'm not going to say, and also the N word, and were sentenced to 12 months in juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, we did some dumb stuff and we did some vandalism. Okay. All right, cool. You like kids, they do some weird shit. That's kind of, I've never done something like that, like on the opposite, like something about people. I ain't never did that. But okay, let's keep going though. Let's keep going. There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school, and in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, I was about to beat the expletive out those kids. Okay, but we're not done. That's just, woo, we're just getting started. Don't worry. And mind you, these are the highlights of his history. So all I'm going to say right here is that this opens the door to have a whole different jury, whole different judge, a whole different trial. And we all know that Carmelo Anthony stabbed somebody. And you can't just go around stabbing people because they're racist, right? But this kid has the most blatantly obvious racist past ever. And he's violent. Proven. So now there's more nuance to the case. You can't just say he ain't never hurt nobody. You can't say that. You cannot. It is all being revealed right there for us to see. The kid beats girls, picks on black kids, yells out slurs, got arrested multiple times. It's not even the last time we're going to talk about being arrested. Got arrested multiple times, got put into a 12-month probation the time he didn't get arrested. Whoo. Whoa. But we're not done. Let's keep going. At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, behind our bench was talking wild, Austin reportedly replied, "Kill the mother effer." Right? Okay, so we already know he likes to get going. He likes to get busy. All this is evidence that for some reason this gentleman's agreement was made to not report. I don't understand it. That doesn't make sense to me. Report what Karmelo was doing, report what he was doing. That's what I would say, because this has context to that day, in my opinion. This is not like everybody's like, oh, just leave it to the moment where it was under the tent. All the other stuff doesn't matter. It's starting to matter, in my opinion. It's starting to matter because all this seems kind of geared to one type of a person on Austin's side. It's seeming like that type of a person with the racist past ran into another type of a person who was a ticking time bomb, and it just didn't really go too well. I feel like that's a different conversation than what we had in the original case. Let's keep going, though. So he said, "Kill the mother effer." That was reported at a track meet one time, right? And mind you, the school keeps record of this stuff. This is how we know it was reported. During 2023 to 2024 school year, he received an in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 22 to May 2024 revealed that he reportedly called a teacher the B word or used profanity. He told school officials that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware of what was coming out of his mouth. So now he can't control himself. And he's admitting these things. So this is not rumor, reported by the school. This is how we have this information. This is not like some kids were just coming together in the group chat and we found the group chat. No, this is reported by the school. Let's keep going. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending a basketball game for a season after yelling a profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun. About bringing a gun to school the following day. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, that's not good. That's not good. This kid, it is fucked for this kid. Both of them. And there's probably more information for Carmelo Anthony, but this is a long list of information. And I'll tell you what, this is not even everything. These are the cliff notes. There's more. I think that there is a very good chance that this trial, that there's a retrial. Now that this information is out there and they're going to appeal again, I feel like there's going to be a lot more understanding to what they're saying. But who knows, at the end of the day, I will say at the end of the day, Carmelo Anthony did stab somebody, you know what I'm saying, who pushed him. So that's still, at the end of the day, you can't do that. But I do believe that there might be a second take at some of the information that was never revealed. And who knows what happens. But anyways, before we get up out of here, I just want to show you Austin's dad again. It might give you a different context of how the family really operates. Because remember, We all said like, well, he's angry. We don't condone that, but he was just angry and he was being racist because he felt kind. No, it seems like this is common talk in the house. Let's check this out.
Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, Brody? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you? I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. Because he's gonna have many nights to think about what the fuck he did. I forgave him, so I don't.
I'm just gonna be real with you. You can't stand on that hill no more, bro, because your son has a record or had a record. Still, y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Whoo! And there's more information coming out about both of these kids. Both of these kids seem like they, I don't know, but all that capital punish bullshit, that's out the fucking window. That's never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like at this point, it's like, is that even a necessary charge to put forward? No. The way both of these kids were behaving, especially Austin, people might want to take a second look, man. But until then, folks, I'm gonna see you guys real soon. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. Stay inside, stay safe, and man, talk to them kids. I'll see you later. Peace.